Right. Take a very good listen if you have a preconception about what Africa is. You see, many people see Africa as a continent that is in crisis, a continent that is entangled in civil wars, poverty, diseases, and corruption. And Africa is the only continent that is blamed for its own problems. And the people are described as people without the ability to govern themselves. But you see, those are all dangerous misconceptions that in actual fact overshadows the main causes of conflict on the continent. And it is those same misconceptions that led to the complications of conflict in places like Libya, Sudan, and the Democratic Republic of Congo that eventually led to the conflict not being resolved at all. So people mistakenly assume that the civil wars in Africa are due to ethnic and religious diversity. And this is because Africa is identified as a region or a continent with different religious, backgrounds and different ethnic groups. But that cannot be true. You see, the problem has to do with poverty. It has to do with an over-dependence on natural resources and also failed political institutions. But that is not the only thing. Civil wars and poverty in Africa are simply byproducts of colonial nation-building master plans. And so most of the poverty, conflict, and corruption that is witnessed in Africa are simply the direct consequences of foreign intrusion into the affairs of the Africans and the affairs of the continent. And in addition to that, the post-colonial African countries have woefully failed to build societies that invest in the material welfare of its citizens. The leaders have been very much obsessed with the maintenance of state power as their only way to ensuring private accumulation of wealth through very illegal means such as bribery, stealing of public funds, and also extortion. But how about outside interventions on the continent? We need to learn from the past because it's clear that outside intervention in Africa has always rather intensified the problem of Africa. You see, such interventions often create complications, and these complications rather lead to increased hardship and destructions of infrastructures that takes forever to build, instead of bridging and bringing peace. Let's think again. Let's think Africa.